Now's
Michael Patrick Leahy.
and good morning, and welcome to John Fredericks Radio Network listeners all across the United States of America. And look, you can listen to us on 20 radio stations in Tennessee and Pennsylvania, Virginia, West Virginia, and Georgia. But probably the best way to hear us around the country. Download the John Fredericks Radio app, and you can take it around, get a nice clean signal, put it on your phone, listen to us anywhere. We get calls from California and Texas and all over the place. So please do that. We are all part of the John Fredericks Radio Network and proud to be part of them. It is, it's Halloween. It's Halloween, October 31st. Thursday, October 31st, 2024, which means it's time now for the Morning Rundown, brought to you by the Glock Store, located just a few miles from the airport, right here in Nashville, Tennessee. So here we go. Here's a Morning Rundown for Thursday, October 31st, 2024, Halloween. Number one, 5 days until the election. Stephen K. Bannon, still a free man. He's doing War Room as we speak. If we are fortunate, we will get him in an exclusive interview in the third hour. I'm going to ask him if he would take on the job of acting director of the Bureau of Prisons. It's not silly, actually. It was brought up, and, I think he'd do a great job. I don't know about you, but, oh, please, can we get through these next 5 days? Oh, my goodness. Can I bear to listen to another word salad coming out where they're all talking about how Hitler, Nazi, fascist, garbage people are the opponents half of America? Can't stand it. Okay, number two. Donald Trump. Boy, is he on fire. He trolled Joe Biden's comment that Trump supporters are garbage by driving a garbage truck from the plane that picked him up in Green Bay, Wisconsin, to the rally, held a press conference in the truck in the passenger seat, and then he was wearing this sanitation engineering vest, wasn't wearing his blue jacket, and then he went to the rally and talked. It's comedy gold and hilarious, and thank you to Donald Trump and his advance team for doing that, because I can't take 5 more days of, the regime media telling lies, and we had some examples of that. CBS, Nora O'Donnell, oh my goodness. Number 3, Joe Rogan. Now, it hasn't dropped yet, but apparently yesterday he did a 3-hour interview in his Austin studios with J.D. Vance, and it's supposed to be out pretty soon. I want to see it. I've been listening. I hadn't listened to Joe Rogan ever, and I started listening to him. I like the guy a lot, except here's a problem. He drops so many words in that podcast that we can't air on the air. And we spend too much time. I would play a lot more of his stuff, but we spend up too much more time beeping things out. So that's why he's a podcaster. Okay, so number 4, Elon Musk. He's still giving $1 million a day away. He announced that, 12 days ago? He's got 5 more days to go. But a Soros-appointed DA in Philadelphia is saying he's violating consumer fraud laws in Pennsylvania by doing that. He's not, but, this is what they do. There's going to be a hearing in Philadelphia later today on this. And it's a left-wing judge, so they're going to say, oh, you're terrible, you got to stop it. And look, big deal, So he just gives $1 million a day away to somebody not in Pennsylvania. Okay, there you go. So we got that. And then, number 5, this one, we're going to do a lot more on this. Talk about the woke media. The woke media is everywhere. And our friend and advertiser at D.T. McCall's, the owner there, A.J. McCall's, hired our friend Sean Farish, who's like the best Trump impersonator, to do some radio ads and television ads. And they're hilarious. And we're going to play them for you. But our friends at Cumulus Media here in Nashville on 99.7 WTN, all their on-air people would be fine airing it. But the legal eagles, the suits in Atlanta said can't do it. We don't know why. They think Trump might sue you. No, Trump's not going to sue you. Anyways, but even worse than that, so Cumulus Media is not going to play the ad. We play it here every day. But in addition to that ad, they created a television ad, News Channel 5 here in Nashville, which is owned by the big left-wing media outlet Scripps Media. They own like 100 stations, and they're all lefties. They won't air it either. And, it's just ridiculous. It is, it is basically censorship. So we need you to help out. You can go to my X account, Michael P. Leahy, and then you can see I've got a link there to the newly created D.T. McCall's X account. And you got to follow him. So that's our final big important thing. We'll have more on that later today. So there you go. That is the morning rundown for Thursday, October 31st, 2024. Hear me rustling the papers like old Rush Limbaugh did? That's because I was recently with my good friend and big sponsor, Lenny McGill, founder and CEO of Glockstore.com, the Glock Store. You know, they've got a retail location here where I learned how to shoot. He showed me when I was there something called their 10-day red dot optic cut. Basically, so you can mount almost any red dot optic directly to your Glock. He showed me how they did it. They use these big CNC machines. They cut it to precision. It's like a fantastic operation. They've done 11,000 of these slides since they made the offer. And they have not yet missed that 10-day window. Basically, you send them the Glock with the specs, and then they create the slide, put it on, and you can have your red dot optic mounted directly to your Glock. And they turn it around in 10 days. They've not missed that 10-day turnaround ever in 11,000 slides that they've created. So if you're there, go to Glockstore.com, and if you want to get a discount, you can get a discount, 20% off to my listeners. Here's what you do. You go basically to Glockstore.com, put the 10-day red dot optic cut only service in, and use the promo code MPL20, MPL20. That's how you do it. 20% off the 10-day red dot optic cut only service. And only when you use the promo code MPL20 at Glockstore.com, Glockstore.com. Okay, got to get to this. Trump trolling massively. Let's start with clip 10. Do you like my garbage truck?
How do you like my garbage truck? This truck is in honor of Kamala and Joe Biden.
That was last night. And then he held a press conference here. You got this on clip 9. Donald Trump holding a press conference in that garbage truck.
Is answering some questions from reporters.
Joe Biden to make that statement, it's really a disgrace.
President Trump, you said the other day that the military could be used, that the military or the National Guard could be used on election day if necessary. Can you explain what you meant by that in detail?
I don't think they'll have to be used. I think we're going to have a big victory. And I think 250 million people in this country are going to be very happy because we're going to bring the country back. We're a nation in decline, very, very serious decline.
Okay, so that second clip, CNN was, rolling around with all the talking heads, and Wolf Blitzer was, the head moderator, the head talking head, and he said, breaking, there's a big chyron going across the screen, breaking, Donald Trump. Donald Trump is wearing a sanitation engineer's vest, and he's in a garbage truck in Wisconsin. Now, we've got a story here. I think we'll start it. The first minute, I'll play it, but we'll continue in the next segment. Here's Trump talking about this at the rally in Green Bay, Wisconsin last night. Clip 2.
So this outfit, is when he called us all garbage. How stupid. What a stupid word. That blows deplorable away, don't you think? Of course, I thought irredeemable when she said deplorable or irredeemable. I thought irredeemable was actually worse, but deplorable seemed to catch up. But this garbage stuff blows it away. So I'm in this beautiful plane. I'm enjoying myself.
Okay, so hold on. We're going to just pause it right now because we got a commercial break coming up. But we're going to continue the story. Trump is a masterful storyteller. And I'm going to set it up about trolling. Which troll was better? We'll see. Back after this, I'm Michael Patrick Leahy.
Hey there, this is Lenny McGill, founder and CEO of The Glock Store. As a proud sponsor of this show, you may have heard Michael Patrick Leahy mention us a few times over the past 4 years. But today, it's me on the radio telling you how pleased we are to be associated with Michael Patrick Leahy and his dedication to the highest levels of professional journalism. Michael Patrick Leahy has been threatened with jail time in bringing the true facts about that Nashville Covenant shooting to his listening audience. Michael Patrick Leahy, you keep doing what you're doing, and we here at the Glock Store will keep sponsoring your show for the good of Nashville and the entire country. And I'm personally inviting all of your listeners to come visit and shoot at the Glock Store. It's where Michael Patrick Leahy learned to shoot a gun for the first time and where he bought his own personal Glock 19. I'm Lenny McGill, founder and CEO of the Glock Store here in Nashville, just minutes from the airports, worth the drive from anywhere, and a proud sponsor of Michael Patrick Leahy and the Tennessee Star Report.
Welcome back to the Michael Patrick Leahy Show. Now, here's Michael Patrick Leahy.
And welcome back to the Michael Patrick Leahy Show. Okay, we're going to play that clip, that great storytelling clip from Donald Trump last night in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And a couple things I want to talk about here. We are in a bit of a brave new world here in media. And what's happened now is, and I think we all need to send a thank you note to Elon Musk for buying X, Twitter, formerly Twitter. In the 2 years since he bought it, it's totally changed the problem of censorship in America. Now we have an opportunity to get out there and get our truth out there, our true stories out there, uncensored. It wasn't that way before. And it is just beyond fantastic. It's a way around all of the lying liars at the regime media. And I'll play a clip a little bit from how CBS, ABC, all those guys are just lying through their teeth about Donald J. Trump. Also, it has moved the cycle, the news cycle. You know, it used to be like a 24-hour news cycle. What is it today, right? X, things move so fast, particularly in this last 5 days. And by the way, I have to thank Donald Trump because I don't think I could bear these next 5 days of word salad from Kamala Harris. And combined with lie from the regime media, it's just, people go nuts. But Trump and his team, boy, they are on top of it. They have been able to troll the Biden-Harris campaign, the Harris-Biden campaign, very effectively. And I actually would kind of like to hear from you on this. Write down our number, 615-649-8477. 615-649-8477. Now, here's the question. Which is the greatest troll of the Kamala Harris campaign in the past week by Donald Trump? Was it working at a McDonald's and working the fries at a McDonald's? Or was it driving a garbage truck last night and delivering a speech in Green Bay, Wisconsin, wearing a sanitation engineer vest? You can see these are the vests that are, orange, bright orange with some red on it. And I mean, he put it on over his suit. It was hilarious. And Trump is such a good storyteller, and he's very funny. We're going to play this whole thing. We've got enough time. We'll play it. We're going to start it from the beginning. So, but you can call in 615-649-8477. Which is a greater troll? Trump working the fries at McDonald's, or Trump driving a garbage truck and wearing a sanitation engineer vest? Okay, so we're going to play this clip 2 from, it's an entire one. We'll pause it along the way for me to add commentary. But, it's hard to make it better by embellishing what Trump said. But we'll pause it a couple times. Here we go. Clip 2, Donald Trump last night in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
So this outfit, is when he called us all garbage. How stupid. What a stupid word. That blows deplorable away, don't you think? Of course, I thought irredeemable when she said deplorable or irredeemable. I thought irredeemable was actually worse, but deplorable seemed to catch up. But this garbage stuff blows it away. So I'm in this beautiful plane. I'm enjoying myself. I have a wonderful suit on. And one of my people came in and said, "Sir, you know, the word garbage is the hottest thing right now out there. The hottest thing out there. Sir, would you like to drive a garbage truck?" Now, we're about, 30 minutes from landing. We had to do this pretty quick. I said, "It's sort of cool, though, isn't it? Because, And I said, I think that's okay, but, I don't feel comfortable wearing a suit." And they pulled up this garbage truck. I don't know how the hell they did it so fast. I have very capable people. They put a big sign on the truck. Did you see it? I think they showed it. Yeah. And then they said, "Sir, we have a vest." I said, "Well, should I leave my suit on and put it over the vest? But that doesn't look very good, right? That doesn't look good." So I said, "All right, look, let me take it off." And then I actually said, I climbed into the truck, but so I said, "How the hell do you get into this truck? It's way up high. It's a big one." This was a beauty. I said, "You didn't have to buy it that big, right? You have to get it that big?" They brought this brand new, gorgeous truck, wonderful driver. He looked like Cary Grant in his prime. You know who that is? This beautiful driver, and he drove that big thing up.
We're going to pause it right now. And I have to say, you just have to admire Trump for his ability to draw people in and to tell a story. That's an engaging story, isn't it? Now, look, this guy's been telling stories to people for, 50 years? He's pretty good at it. And it's engaging. And the audience is like, yeah, let's have more. And for those of you on radio, you can't see it. But the visual of Donald Trump in his crisp white shirt and his tie, wearing that sanitation engineer vest, it's just fantastic. I saw this clip of Donald Trump. Great memes of Donald Trump. One has the picture of him, his mugshot in Atlanta. The other, it's 4 pictures in a box. His mugshot in Atlanta, the fight when they tried to assassinate him, his work at McDonald's, and then in a garbage truck. I mean, incredibly good. All right, let's continue with this fantastic story by Donald Trump last night in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Man, this is bad because now I have all the cameras are all watching. Look at all the fake news. They were most of them. No, most of them, many of them were there, and I'm saying, oh boy, one little mistake with these guys and your political career's over. You can't even. So I said, man, if I don't get up there, this is going to be very embarrassing. These stupid people, they'll say, he's cognitively and physically impaired. And I can't do that when I'm alongside of this great athlete. I got to get up to that. So look, the first stair is like up here. So.
By the way, that little blip was
I had the adrenaline
a word we
going
couldn't
and I
use.
made it. And then I gave a little news conference from the front of the, they asked their wise guy questions and everything. And then we drove about 2 feet. I got out, got into the plane. And then I got in the car and I'm driving over here and I have this still on. And I come into the arena and I say, where's my jacket? I want to get out of this thing. And they said, it would be unbelievable if you could wear it on stage. I said, and I said, no way. I got 25,000 people standing outside. I got all these people here. There's no way I'm wearing it on stage. They said, oh, okay, sir. I said, get me my jacket. But if you did, it actually makes you look thinner. I said, oh. And they got me. I said, I want to wear it on stage. When they said I look thinner, said, in that case, I'll wear it on stage. I may never wear a blue jacket again. I may go in this. I said that was the word, that was the key. Sir, you look thinner. So anyway, we had a little fun about a very serious subject. We had a little fun about a time where our country is not having a lot of fun because we're not doing well as a country, but we're going to be doing well very shortly. I promise you that.
Well, there we go. I mean, there's a little bit more to that clip, but look. Okay, if the Trump campaign can give me one of those clips a day for the next 5 days, I don't know what it's going to be. I think I can bear it. I think I can make it through. And then on Tuesday night, when I am in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area, broadcasting live with the great John Fredericks and Mark Mitchell from Rasmussen Reports, I think we're going to have good news to report. But hey, run through the tape, vote, and get your friends to vote. When we come back, the great Neil W. McCabe joins us. I'm Michael Patrick Leahy.
My fellow Americans, I have to tell you about my good friends at D.T. McCall & Sons. They have furniture and appliances and a lot more. They've been family-owned in Middle Tennessee for over 100 years, and they're not going to rip you off. No hidden charges, no delivery charges, no charges for all of the crazy things. These are sick people at the lumber yards. These are very sick people. They charge you for cords and hoses and haul-off. They charge you for all of these things. They call them hidden charges. Is the type of surprise that you don't want to see. It's like an October surprise, but it's worse. D.T. McCall & Sons, they're not going to do that. They're great people. They're going to give you a great deal with locations in Lebanon, Carthage, Lafayette, Cookeville, and Franklin. D.T. McCall & Sons will give you the deal of your life. Check them out today or go to dtmccalls.com.
Impersonator not endorsed by Donald Trump.
Welcome back to the Michael Patrick Leahy Show. Now, here's Michael Patrick Leahy.
And we welcome back to our Newsmaker line the greatest political journalist in the country, now reporting for Red State, our very good friend for many years, Neil W. McCabe. Neil, who knew that the closing argument in the 2024 presidential election would be garbage?
I've been on my Twitter, I've been on a garbage kick for the last month. I'm just so frustrated with the left. I just say, this is garbage. You are garbage. NPR is garbage. Who knew I was plugging into the zeitgeist, Michael?
So kind of explain this to me, Neil.
Yeah.
So there we have Kamala Harris's team thinks it's a good idea to go and make her closing argument to the American people on the ellipse in Washington, D.C., with the White House in the background. First, as a decision, what sense does that make? Because, I have an alternative that I think would have been much better in a battleground state. But why did she choose that setting?
It was just too delicious to present the contrast between her campaign and Trump and January 6th. And, January 6th was like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
It's like enough already.
Really?
It's like, when, the Beatles broke up in 1969, right? And it's like 4 years ago, 4 years before they were doing like Let It Be and Abbey Road, they were doing like Help, I Need Somebody. It's like, it's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
And it's gotten to the point where kids have to ask their parents, what's this J6 everyone's talking about?
Yeah, really.
It's like enough already. And so her plan was to go in with Trump is a fascist, Trump is Hitler, and it started off with a coordinated attack with the Atlantic through Jeff Goldberg and his sort of rebooting the John Kelly accusation that Trump called the soldiers at Bellewood military cemetery in France, suckers and losers, and then basically Kelly just upped the ante, right? He went to 11 and said, and he's a fascist, and he's always talking about Hitler. Because remember that Atlantic piece where he supposedly called these people, the fallen soldiers, suckers and losers, that ran in September of 2020, right? So that was a September surprise.
We're going 4 years back into the past here, right?
So basically, he's rebooting this thing, and now he's got Kelly on the record, though Kelly will not speak about it personally on tape, right? But he will talk to people about it, on the record now. And they were marching into this Tuesday address, and then suddenly 2 different political action committees affiliated with the Harris campaign publicly put out notices that said, don't do it. Don't do it. It's a mistake. All of our polling is showing it's not working, and you're going to blow it. And so she went in, and so she tapped the brakes. She did 2 things Tuesday night. she said, okay, I'm not going to call him a fascist, but I'm going to compare him to George III as a petty tyrant.
She can't make up her mind. Is he Hitler or George III, right?
And she said, we will remove all the people here who are in the United States unlawfully. And at this stage of the game, everyone understands that the 20 million people she waved in are all here lawfully. That's the problem. They all have visas. They all have temporary status. They all have asylum. It's like that's why the government's paying for their hotels. It's like, yeah, kid, that was supposed to be the big break. That's what she should have done with Brett Baer on Fox News.
It was 10
That's
seconds.
What she should have done on Innocent. Go ahead.
It was 10 seconds with a caveat that basically makes it just words that will have no impact, right? That's the bottom line problem.
And her team, you know this because you're in the business, right? Her team should have called all of her people, all her media allies, and said, this is our headline from this speech that we want to see Wednesday morning. And instead, first of all, they got a zillion other headlines about people were just picking and choosing what they thought was important. And and then the left-wing media people, they're for migrants, so they basically suppressed her breaking with Biden on the border.
And it came about halfway into that speech, and it was only 10 seconds.
It should have been the headline, and if it was the headline, New Mexico wouldn't be in play, and Arizona wouldn't be in play as much, Nevada wouldn't be in play as much, and then of course, her boss also called half the country garbage.
So let me go to that. So
yeah,
Joe Biden, knowing that Kamala Harris is going to give her closing argument speech on the ellipse outside the White House Tuesday evening, he and his staff said it would be a really great idea at the same time that she's doing that speech to do a little Zoom with this group called Vote Latino in a very kind of weird camera angle. And so why did his staff think that would be a good idea to do it at the same time?
They might have thought this was going to be a low-stakes interview with a minority sort of tribal or siloed media environment that would not break out into, the entire media universe. And that.
But why even do it at the same time? I mean,
I guess they figured it was low stakes and that it was in the afternoon, and then he'll do his stupid interview, and then she'll take over the stage. Of course, he's president of the United States. She's in front of the White House, and if they had zoomed in, would they had seen him in the windows, looking like what if he was in the lawn just sort of waving, hey,
hello,
hey.
Kamala. They didn't invite him on stage, did they?
No. And it's I believe he will still be campaigning for Harris, but it'll be in Keflavik, Iceland.
Now, hold it. The whole business where, it looked like the one mistake that was made in the Trump rally on Sunday, they got this comedian who made a bad joke about Puerto Rico that was insulting. Okay. And the left's trying to run with that. But it turned out that the way Joe Biden responded to that was far bigger than the bad joke that the comedian told, because he literally said, the only garbage around here is Trump's supporters. That's what he said. It's there. Do you think in his mind he said he intended to say that, or was he just old man angry?
I think he lost his filter, and I think that you know this, that the biggest stories you ever had at Breitbart or when I was at Project Veritas or Breitbart or One American News, the biggest stories I've ever had personally are the stories where I exposed something that everyone knew was true. We were told, no, 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 that's just a conspiracy theory. And then somebody actually says, but by the way, it's true. You actually have the good.
Yeah.
So everyone knows the Democrats think that Trump supporters and the little people are garbage.
Yes.
But it's like this was the validation that, yeah, of course they think we're garbage. And it's like, that's why it resonated.
Mm-hmm.
And so Joe was saying it. He was saying what he really believes.
Mm-hmm.
And, what is Michael Kinsley said, the definition of a gaffe is when a politician accidentally tells the truth.
And by the way, that is known as a Kinsley gaffe.
You see that? See that? See what it's like to have guests that read books, Mike? We can have these higher level conversations.
Neil, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
How long is this garbage issue going to be in the news cycle? We got 5 days left. I can barely stand every day. Thank goodness Donald Trump every day seems to have something new and fun, right? But how long will the garbage thing be in the cycle?
I can't speak to Chris LaCivita as a political strategist, but as a tactical leader.
As a tactical leader, you can.
With battlefield command,
mm-hmm.
What he did with that garbage truck in the vest was so perfect. And what's great about what the Trump
mm-hmm.
campaign at its most senior level, but it's completely aligned, vertically aligned,
right?
Is that they are in tune with their boss. So when Trump says, I didn't want to wear the vest, they told me to wear the vest. I said, I don't want to wear the vest. And then they said, but sir, when you wear the vest, you look thinner. Trump says, give me that vest. That kind of joke is so, it just shows you that everything is lined up, that these guys are perfectly in sync. And this is not a campaign at war with itself. It's not a campaign that's trying to do two different messages. It's like with the Romney campaign back in 2012, they were like, the subplot of the Romney campaign is, what is the stuff I have to say to the little people so they'll
mm-hmm.
vote for me? And what is the message I give to the elites so that they know I'm not going to do anything that I promise?
Neil, okay, last question.
Sure.
I think they made a big mistake in terms of the setting. I'll tell you where they should have done it. They should have gone to Madison, Wisconsin. They've got a beautiful state capitol there. She should have done it there. What do you think of that idea? We got 30 seconds.
Yeah, you could have done it at the Grand Canyon. The problem is that these guys, after all the polling and all the focus grouping and everything else, they have no message that works. And that's why
they got no message. Neil W. McCabe,
everything.
The great.
It changes every day.
The great Neil W. McCabe. When we talk next Thursday, we may have a new president. Thanks for joining.
We'll find out if we're going to jail, Mike.
Neil W. McCabe, thanks so much.
All right, Mike.
We'll be back with more after this.
Welcome back to the Michael Patrick Leahy Show. Now, here's Michael Patrick Leahy.
Welcome back. Now, Donald Trump is having fun. Lots of fun. And in contrast, Kamala Harris is without joy. The joy is gone. Totally, absolutely, completely gone. And I'll tell you what else is gone. The regime media. It is totally gone. It is propaganda. You doubt me? This is what the CBS Evening News, once the bastion of, quote, truth and objectivity, according to many people, 1961, 1981, when Walter Cronkite, the most trusted man in America, would deliver the news to you and would say at the end of it, and that's the way it is for, such and such a day. Well, this is the way it isn't. And if you want to listen to absolute garbage bias, listen to this description of the events of yesterday by Norah O'Donnell, leading off the CBS Evening News. Here we go, clip 11.
We are now 6 days out from Election Day. Nearly 60 million votes have already been cast in early in-person voting and through the mail. And the latest polls suggest the race could not be tighter. Both campaigns are locking their focus on the battleground states. Vice President Kamala Harris rallied in North Carolina and Pennsylvania today and is in Wisconsin tonight. Former President Donald Trump was in North Carolina earlier and tonight is also in Wisconsin. He landed in Green Bay just a short time ago and then pulled this campaign stunt, speaking to reporters from a garbage truck. Proof that he and his supporters are giving no grace to a gaffe by President Biden, where he, in his explanation, inadvertently called Trump supporters garbage.
I can't take it anymore. Can you take it? I mean, a stunt, and where President Biden inadvertently, talk about editorial content. No, it was not inadvertently. And by the way, there's no way that you can doctor a transcript to take up the fact that he said his supporters are garbage. That's what Joe Biden said. Everybody can watch it. This is a bit of a turning point. All right. So Trump has some really great ads. And I think I in my show prep, I did 2 clips. I'm not sure if it's the same clip or different clips, but we'll start off with clip 17 and then go to clip 16. This is a Trump ad. So here we go. The Trump ad, it's about what it takes to be president. Clip 17. Oh, clip 17 is D.T. McCall's? Oh, I'm sorry. We want clip 16. I'm sorry. This is totally my show prep bad. But clip 16 is the Trump ad. Let's go with that.
This week, Kamala has been comparing her political opponents to the most evil mass murderers in history. And now, speaking on a call for her campaign last night, Joe Biden finally said what he and Kamala really think of our supporters. He called them garbage, and they mean it, even though, without question, my supporters are far higher quality than Crooked Joe or Lying Kamala. My response to Joe and Kamala is very simple. You can't lead America if you don't love Americans. You just can't.
Okay. Now this is a closing argument. That is stunningly good. Now look, the Trump campaign in 2016 was ignited with rocket fuel when my good friend Stephen K. Bannon left Breitbart to run the Trump campaign in August of 2016. But it was, shall we say, not fully prepared to assume the presidency because they didn't have the infrastructure. The 2020 campaign by Trump was not good. I mean, let's just be honest. It was not as well run. The 2024 campaign is spot on. And their staff work is fabulous. They did the whole garbage truck thing, on a moment's notice. Then, here we are. Let's look at this. So all of these events happened. Tuesday night is when Biden made the Trump supporters are garbage comment. Wednesday night, last night is when they did the Trump driving the garbage truck wearing the garbage man vest, if you will, that orange and yellow garbage man vest. That was last night. And they turned around. They came up with that closing argument right there in that commercial. It is just absolutely brilliant. And for those of you listening on the radio, the visual imagery of that commercial is spectacular. And the closing line, you can't lead America if you don't love Americans. That captures it right there. What a brilliant line. Because, let's think about this. The Norah O'Donnell, such a, lame propagandist, transparently propagandist. She says Joe Biden inadvertently called him garbage. No, he didn't inadvertently. His old man filter is not working. What Joe Biden said, Trump supporters are garbage, he really thinks. That's what Kamala Harris thinks. That's what Hillary Clinton thinks. Garbage, deplorable, Nazis, fascists. That's how they describe patriotic Americans. And look, it is absolutely a devastating response. Now, how long we're going to have that as a theme, I don't know. We should have it for a long time. I say a long time now. It's 5 days until the election. That ad's going to be everywhere. That ad will be everywhere in every battleground state. What kind of response can you get from Kamala Harris and Team Harris to that? You can't. You can't lead America if you don't love Americans. One of the greatest lines ever. And his team came up with that, last night after the Trump rally. Great staff work, great candidate, great timing, great momentum. Trump is going to win as long as we run through the tape, go and vote, tell your friends to vote, and tell their friends to vote. We'll be back with more after this on Michael Patrick Leahy.